All right. Good morning. I really need to work on my aesthetic as far as this whole thing goes. I don't know. Um, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, I have to, like, right now I'm an unsui person, which is a cloud water person, which is someone who doesn't. Well, I'll just read it. I'll just look it up for you. The whole origin behind that name is. Um, I mean, it's a free person. It's a person who's not unattached to symbols, who's free flowing, who doesn't identify with any one thing. It's free. Like, it's void of any abstract symboling. But the problem with that logic is that I'm putting that on myself, and other people they want to call me a Satanist or a non-believer or whatever name. I got called a content creator from Colorado the other day, and that is about the nicest thing anyone has said to me in the last 10 years. It's completely wrong. Like, like there is no bottom when it comes to the depraved, man. There's no bottom. There is no bottom. And so I need to work on my aesthetic because I'm not. Like I'm trying to save America. Am I trying to save America? No. What I'm trying to save is democracy. Um, I'm trying to save democracy because I look at America. I look at America, and I ask myself, what is free in that? And when I say free, I don't necessarily mean like what is free. What can you get without paying? Because money has a very important role in society. It can help regulate society in a responsible manner, but we just don't want it like that for some reason. What humans want to use money to hurt people. They want to use money to obstruct progress for people, and they want to use money to help themselves um, feel better than other people. Because when you use money in a healthy society in a healthy culture, you just get through life easier. It really makes life easier. You go to work, you get your paycheck, you go home, you pay for the things you need to do, and then you just keep going until you either die or you're retired, whichever one you hit first. Like it's that simple. Um, but like, so what does it mean to be free? Like, we have to redefine what liberty is because we've lost the whole concept of what it means to be free. What are we free from? Like, if I'm going through my day and all of a sudden I have a crowd of religious people coming up to me, bothering me because they're scared of the thoughts that they think that are going on in my head but are really going on in their head, and they have to do something about me. What I have is a pack of delusional people trying to attack me. So where is my liberty? Where is my liberty in that? When I have groups of religious fools trying to run me down because they're terrified of the thoughts that they think are going on in my head. I'm just trying to wash the dishes in my house or clean or enjoy the sunshine. And they're like, "Oh my God, the devil is taking him over." See, there's a problem. There's a problem when you have legions of armed angels in heaven out looking for trouble. They're the trouble, not the individuals who are out just trying to live. So what does it mean to be free? Like, if we got these religious fools running around in groups trying to free other people, from what the fuck are they trying to free them from? Like, those people will never free themselves from their delusions by hurting me or anybody else. They're just going to keep destroying the world that they live in because they're living a delusion, not me. I really feel like I should just end the video right there because there's really nothing else to talk about. The fuck am I supposed to talk about for another 40 minutes? I don't even really have to talk about anything. See, my whole fucking life, I've had to deal with stupid people like this. My own parents. Extended people in the public. And what makes this so absolutely stupid is the Americans have no business talking about the Bible at all. They have no business doing that. Because we are not a religious country. They sure want to make it into one, but here's the problem with that, too, is they are not making this country into a religious kingdom. Because that never existed. It never existed. Like, the land Jesus was talking about did not exist. Because he grew up in a Jewish culture. People who wanted a king. And how dare you say that all individuals are God, because that's not right. Even though it is. See, one individual isn't God because that's less than God, because God is everything. You know where I found that? The fucking Bible. God damn it. I'm not even mad, man. If you don't like the words that are coming out of my mouth, I don't give a shit. Half of this, like 75 million people voted for a man who is up to his receding hairline and sex scandals. And we know all this stuff is right. It's true. We all know it's true. But we're sitting here debating it anyway. I don't need no idiots talking to me about morality and the words that are coming out of my mouth, because there's about a 60% chance that they're fucking abusing their own children. I don't need no American telling me how to talk, how to be, because they don't know how. They just don't know. They're trying to figure it out by making this fucking nation into a Christian nation when they ain't even doing that. These people are just idiots. And, you know, I got to change my aesthetic because I'm talking... what you hear out of my mouth right now is hate. This isn't hate. My patients are done. Like like at some point I want to live a peaceful life, and I can't live a peaceful life when I have these people constantly bothering either me or the community that I live in. Now I want to read a quote that I heard straight out of the mouth of Vladimir Putin. So there's actually a really good documentary. The evolution of Putin, bullied child, KGB man, autocrat, ITV on YouTube. His source of power lies in the resistance from those who don't want to be controlled. I'm going to repeat that again for you. His source of power lies in the resistance from those who don't want to be controlled. His source of power lies in the resistance from those who don't want to be controlled. I'm going to repeat that again. His source of power lies in the resistance from those who don't want to be controlled. Now, do you hear me saying anything about communism there? His source of power lies in the resistance from those who don't want to be controlled. Do you hear me saying anything about communism or capitalism or republicanism or liberalism or anything like that? His source of power lies in the resistance from those who don't want to be controlled. See, all of these systems that we're coming up with are just blinders to what this fucker really wants. You can use capitalism. You can use whatever system you want as long as he can get control. Now, can we please stop arguing nonsense, abstract systems about what is good and what isn't good? Because in the 1970s, we went over and started bombing Vietnam because they were communists. Vietnam today is still a healthy nation, full of people who just want to do business. And we bombed those people because of communism? It seems like to me we just wanted to control them. We wanted to control how they live their life. You must be capitalist or we'll just bomb you. It seems like our resistance, it seems like our power is in the resistance to those who want to be controlled. It has nothing to do with capitalism or communism. It's just control, right? And then you hear all these idiots on the internet talking about, oh, I'm being controlled, I'm being controlled. Shut the fuck up. Those people are just idiots. They're just idiots. See, people don't know what a useful idiot is. It may just be your fucking grandpa. It may be your father. It may be your mother. It may just be you. See, in dealing with assholes and bullies, like every time they do something, they get a smile on their face when you're going, when you're reacting to it. Because they're getting a high off of that. Their power comes from the resistance of you not wanting to be controlled. They get off on that. See, I don't want power. I want liberty. And I know I can get that liberty by living in the United States of America. Because this country should have a powerful military to help the resistance from those people who just want power. Our CIA, our FBI, our intelligence services should just be doing that. But what are they doing right now? You know, I know. Our our DNI director is a puppet of Vladimir Putin. She's just a fucking idiot. First a Democrat, then a Republican, then an idiot. No liberal is going to save America, you fools. Damn. See, what this idea of a liberal is in Americans' heads is, you know, a lesbian, a gay man, a black man, a special needs person. They got this idea of a liberal in their head. That's not those people don't exist, man. I'm sorry, that came out wrong. Like, lesbians and gay people and mentally challenged people, they exist. But that's not the Democratic Party. What those people are just human. But because some people don't like those people, we have to villainize them. And what we do, we call them names. We can't call them dickhead because that would be mean, right? Can't call them an asshole because that would be mean, right? So we call them a liberal. Or a communist. Or a socialist. Or if the time is right, you can call them a capitalist. Or whatever you want to call them at the time. Like I really don't know how. You know, I'm really looking into this, and I don't see a way out of it. Like, there's no light at the end of the tunnel in America right now. So all I see is wealthy people buying up everything because Americans are sellouts. That's what Americans are. They're sellouts. Americans will sell out their families, their communities, and their countries for money. See, the idiot in the shantytown has the same type of thought processing as the idiot in the fucking penthouse in Manhattan has in America. Because the idiot in the penthouse in Manhattan is streaming entertainment to these people in the shantytowns. And the shantytown people are just like, they're just sucking that right up for some fucking reason. Yeah, I really got to change my aesthetic, man, because my language and... You are not a religious person. You cannot say the word fuck. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. The day I stopped being sorry to people is the day I was left for dead. Because I said a naughty word. Again, don't let any American talk to you about morals or the right thing, because they have no fucking idea. See, the corruption in America goes all the way into the household, and I will stick to that until the day I die. because I've seen it with my own eyes. I've experienced it. I've felt it. Nothing will convince me otherwise. You can put books and books and books in front of me. I don't give a fuck. I will burn them and use them for heat. Like, I really want to capture America in the clearest image possible. But the problem with doing that is I'm just one person. And if I show you a video of what America is, it's going to be a really small portion of it. There's a really good documentary. I don't know if I can. Let's see if I can bring this up. Let's see if this works.
I'm one of those people who believe that I can change the world, right? I do.
Activist and mother of one of the top shooting victims, Zanetta Everhart, has beaten India Walton.
This is for Zaire because first, this community.
We're just gonna do that. Yeah, you're looking at my screen right now. We're gonna go over here. We're gonna go here.
Community rallied around him, and they still have.
God, it's really freaking hot in here all of a sudden.
The threat posed by right-wing extremism is growing worldwide. Perpetrators disseminate propaganda, falsehoods, and conspiracy theories online. They glorify violence, celebrate past attacks, and encourage imitation. A dangerous global network of right-wing hate has taken shape. Young men are killing in the name of right-wing ideology. Though they often act alone.
So I want to talk about something real quick. Obviously, because I have it ready. I hooked a mic up to everything, and So I want to talk about hate for a second. Right-wing hate, left-wing hate, whatever. Hate is hate. Hate's a really interesting topic, actually. Like, to hate someone means you get up every single day and have to deal with this. It's a stressor in your life. It's like laying on a bed of nails. And to live in a free country, you have to let go of that. And it's really hard to do if you grow up if you grow up into an environment full of people who encourage it. I grew up in an environment full of people who wanted to hate. They wanted to hate minorities. They wanted to hate everything, really. Every single thing. And it really didn't do anything good for me in my younger years when I was growing up and trying to become a complete human. See, I grew up with a mother who thought I was sick because I would sit and be quiet. This woman was borderline, and she took pills and she did drugs, and this woman thought I was sick because I would be calm and quiet. She insisted I get on some type of medication because I was calm and quiet. I was punished for being the most reasonable person in the room. See, if you grow up in an environment full of people like that and you accept their idea of what you should be as real, you're just going to screw yourself up. And you're not going to know. And you're going to spend your entire life fighting it. And what are you fighting? You're fighting your own consciousness. You're dividing yourself. And that's conflict. That's where conflict comes from. That's the origin. I'm telling you where the origins of conflict come from. And a lot of people just say, no, no, no. Because what that is them still wanting to divide and hate. See, something that I've always wanted in my life is a loving, peaceful community. But that same community does not want that. And that's why it can't come to fruition. It has nothing to do with spirits or God or anything other than humans wanting conflict and division and control. Here we go again. I'm going to say it again. Let's see where it's at. Got to find it again. His source of power lies in the resistance from those who don't want to be controlled. See, Vladimir Putin is not the only person who thinks that. And it's incredible how many ideas people will come up with to try to sell you and the idea of comfort so they can control you. See, the whole... You got to be really, really careful with comfort and people selling you comfort. Because what they're selling you is not comfort. It's an opportunity for them. I'm not saying you shouldn't be comfortable, because there's nothing quite like coming home to a safe house and taking a nice shower and just relaxing. There's nothing better than that. That's not the comfort that I'm talking about. No, I'm sorry. They will take that comfort away from you and sell you the fact that you need to do this, this, and this in order for you to have that. See, that's not a free country. If you're living in a country full of people like that, you are not free. That is not liberty. That is something else. And so, I mean, something that really bothers me about religion is we're giving religion special treatment. special attention, special rights because of their beliefs. That's like me walking into a psych ward and listening to a schizophrenic saying there's cameras in her sink and giving her special rights because of that. Giving her special treatment, special rugs to step on so she doesn't get scared or she's not offended. What you're doing there is just playing into the delusions of a sick person. Because there's no cameras in the sink and there's no God that's going to punish you. The only thing that you'll be punished for is wanting to be free, and the people threatening you with God's name are the people who are threatening. See, I'm watching ABC News right now where they're talking about Gaza, and I'm looking at children right now who are starving because the Israelis are taking these people's food from them. For what? Why are we taking their food away again? Why? Why? Someone tell me why we're taking these people's food away. You're like, why? You're yelling at us. Why are you yelling? Because I'm fucking sick of these fucking people. I'm looking at Netanyahu right now. Why are we making these children starve? Because of religion? Shut the fuck up. We're literally guarding food with American weapons in Israel so children can't eat. It's got nothing to do with God. See, people will shit on God all day long for their beliefs. Jews, Christians, Muslims, those people have no appreciation for God at all because they will starve people to make you believe. And I don't want to live in a country full of people who want to do that. I want to live in a country where people can learn to do business responsibly and be a part of a functioning community where we all work together to be free and live in peace. That's not what religious people want. See, what these people wanted is an entire apparatus of guilting people into doing things. Like they want to propagate kindness can only happen between Christians and other Christians, and only between Christians and Jews who want to convert to Christianity, or Islams who want to or even Islam. If I go to Iran, like the only way I'm gonna be peaceful is if I'm a Christian who wants to be Muslim. Shut the fuck up. Get that shit out of here. That is schizophrenic. You know, the source of schizophrenia, the root of schizophrenia is a cultural problem. Because if I go to this place and I'm only allowed to believe in these things, and then I'm going to this place and I can believe in all of this, and if I go over here and I can only believe this, this, and this, and I'm supposed to build a whole life around it, and then I raise a kid into this world and they're a little screwy. I wonder how that happened. I tell you, one of the dumbest things I've ever seen probably the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life was working COVID-19 in Oklahoma City. And standing at an elevator with a pastoral director, and a doctor walks out of the elevator, and the doctor tells the pastoral director to put a mask on. And he says he doesn't believe in that. In the middle of COVID-19 pandemic, that pastor says he doesn't believe in it. $16,000 Oklahomans died of COVID-19. But the pastoral director doesn't believe in it. Get these people out of here, man. Like, if we're going to use religion to hurt people, we have to get rid of it. Because I'm watching this child just cry on television right now because Jews don't want this kid to eat. And now on ABC News, we have to analyze why they can't eat or why they shouldn't and how we need to get food to these kids. You know how you get food to them? You take it to them and you feed them. You don't debate it on national news. You don't debate feeding children on national news. I don't need... See, what makes humans so disgusting is they'll show you all these videos and this propaganda of how they love their children and love dogs and how they're saving these kids from hot cars. While at the same time, they're taking food away from other children because of the color of their skin or the thoughts that aren't even going on in their head. You are not an honorable human being by living a dishonest lifestyle. And what I mean a dishonest lifestyle, I mean starving one group of children and feeding another and saying you're a good person, because you're not. And it's hard for someone like me to stand with any country on this planet because they're all just like that. And like Americans, I can only call it Americans here because I live in America. They're so corrupt. Their dishonesty is getting into business. You can't even buy a car without having some idiot sell you a lemon. You can't go to the store without buying food without some type of cancerous chemical in it. I can't turn on the radio without hearing some idiot talk about some nonsense. I go to work and I have to deal with a psychotic 22-year-old because their parents raised her like that. And then we don't know where it comes from. It comes from you. And there's nothing more disgusting than a parent who tries to fix the aesthetic blemishes of their children. Because when they fix another blemish, another one will pop up. They'll fix it and then another one will pop up. And what they're doing is they're indulging in self-hate with their children. Let's lock them in a fucking closet somewhere. No one will find out. I'm a good person, I promise. No, you're not. Like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I just like I can tell these people. My problem with Americans right now is they just want to be the way they are, and that's why there's no light at the end of the tunnel in America. Because I think what's happening in America is beyond their understanding. It has nothing to do. It's human depravity. It's degradation. It's like we're degrading as a country. Not because we have to, but because we want to be like that. Like, I'm seeing videos on the internet of young men who want to be fascist. Why? You don't want to be a fascist because I'm not going to allow you to do that. That's why. And then we're back to the whole Vladimir Putin quote, right? We're all back to the Putin quote. Your source of power lies in resistance from me fighting you, right? It's how the world keeps going round, right? To be free means to be free from predators. Religious or whatever else. Over the last 40 years, I've heard some straight bullshit out of Americans' mouths. Like, what an incredible apparatus we've got going on in this country. We've had going on in this country. About 12 years ago, I just saw clear as day that we're going to sell out to the Russians, and we sure are. I really wish I was wrong. But, like, come on, man. Like, when I'm talking about aesthetics, I'm talking about everything. What they're wearing, what they're thinking, what they enjoy buying, their lifestyle. See, morals and ethics does not work without aesthetics. You don't, your morals, like, they wouldn't make any sense without aesthetics. The things you buy, the things you do. Your ethics would collapse, like, everything wouldn't work anymore. That's like me taking away your life and giving you a blank canvas. It's like your life, it's like if a river came through your front door of your house and took everything away. All you have left is your beliefs, right? And then you can build your aesthetic again. See, what a lot of people don't understand about religion is it's an easy man's way to live because everything is there for you. Your aesthetics, your ethics, your morals, the way you should think, the way you should believe. It's a safe space. That's why wealthy people love religion, because they can easily make money with the aesthetics, with the things, with the crosses, with the cars, with the football, with everything. I'm not saying football is religious, but a lot of... In the 90s, when you watched a lot of the award shows, the ESPYs or the Grammys or anything, everyone was thinking God at the end of the day. Or, I'm sorry, they were thinking Jesus Christ. They weren't thinking God. Jesus Christ had nothing to do with what they were doing, but it really did. We have got to get the church out of the influence of our country. We have to do that. What does that mean? That it does not mean we should be violent towards these people. It does not mean that. We should not be violent towards anybody. But what you should do is defend yourself when the violence does happen. See, what a lot of people don't understand is this has been going on for a very, very long time. And it's been a slow process to the point where people don't even notice it. The reason that why the same types of people keep popping up in American media is because they're just supposed to do that. Wealthy people need to give you idols so they can continue making money. You don't need idols. You don't need people to worship. You just don't need it. I really don't know if I want to like put any more of that video. See, the problem I have with YouTube right now is there's a lot of AI going on, and I do not like that. See, what AI is a stupid man's way to get you to believe shit. It's just propaganda. In any content, in any person who makes good content, is not going to use AI. They're going to use their own brain. See, the people who wanted to use AI don't have a functioning brain, or they do, but they don't know how to use it correctly. They just don't know how to use it correctly. Probably like, why is there so much dead air? I don't really care about production factor anymore. I remember when I first had this podcast idea, I bought all that equipment, I had production value, and I realized it just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. It may matter to stupid people, but it doesn't matter to me. Like, well, he doesn't have an intro and he doesn't have a song. I mean, there's just so much. God, there's just so much information. There's just so. See, I think Nazism has a larger influence in America than what people realize. I mean, my brother was going down the white supremacist pipeline, and I haven't talked to him in years, and I don't know if he's doing it or not. I had a friend in high school that his brother was a Nazi. I didn't even realize it until years after. See, I mean, that's the thing what people need to understand about these people is they'll play both sides of it. They'll claim not to be Nazi while being Nazi, fascist, or whatever. See, I've been called a communist before, and I don't even know what the fuck that means. Because what I want is access to health care, a healthy job market, care for the elderly, which would be access to health care, affordable housing, a reason and a reasonable life. All of those things you can do relatively easily. It has nothing to do with communism. See, what communism is, and even what liberalism is, those are buzzwords manufactured by wealthy people to market to stupid people to have an enemy. Like, racism doesn't make any sense to me when it comes to business. So you claim you want to be the richest man in the community or in the country or whatever, but you want to cut half of the consuming population out and turn them into slaves? You're not raising your value. You're making yourself feel good. That's just bad business, man. You want to send all mentally ill people to mental institutions? First of all, you can't do that because we got rid of the mental institutions during Reagan. We simply don't have the space. You're going to put those people in jail for what? You're going to lock people up in jail for being mentally challenged. What kind of sick fucking idiot are you? Let's go back to the schizophrenic daughter. If it wasn't for those parents, that would probably be a healthy young woman. But her parents are so fucked up, they did that. Now you're going to lock her in a mental institution because the culture she grew up in was too stupid to know how to raise her? See, when you are trying to understand your own mental health, you have to be really, really careful about who you talk to. Because you cannot separate your mental health from your own consciousness. Because that is all the same thing. It's like trying to save an abusive relationship. Maybe he won't hit me next time. Oh, he will. Maybe if I pray enough to God, it'll help. No. It will not help you. Like, and what's disturbing to me about Americans is, and the reason why I say this isn't like liberals aren't going to save the day is because I've met a lot of those people who act conservative. Like, I was fired from a job because I called someone a dumbass. A lesbian found this, and she leveraged a conservative culture to teach me some moral conservative lesson that I shouldn't say the word dumbass on the phone. And then I wouldn't shut the fuck up about this woman, and then she got ran out of town. Don't try to teach people lessons in America, man. You got no... See, here I am talking. And that's another thing, man. Like, like, we have a lot of work to do in this country, man. Like, I'm not about to bow down to a bunch of role players. Those aren't Christians. Those are role players. The reason why those people don't like furries or other people dressing up in other types of clothing is because They want to be the biggest role player in town. You can't be a furry and then be a chosen child of God at the same time, because they know deep down they look like an idiot. See, the furry already knows they're dressing up. Unless they really believe that they're a furry, and then they're no different than the person over there. I am so sick of talking about religion to people who are too stupid to understand about religion. See, to have a religious experience is to finally realize you are one with all of this. And that's the birth of responsibility. That's something those people won't ever figure it out, because that whole process is obstructed through the learning process of their culture. Obey me. Like our entire culture is infantilized to the point where people don't even think for themselves. Then they have anxiety because of it, and they have all these stressors, and then they have mental health problems. I want none of that. Like, you don't have to share the sickness with the person standing next to you. You could just drop them like a bad habit and leave. And that's the best thing you can do.